It's a case that could redefine death and that pits religious beliefs and freedoms against the medical community. I'm Christina Howard outside of the Brampton courthouse, where a family is fighting to keep 27-year-old Takesha McKitty on life support. The mother of one was declared brain dead 6 weeks ago, and since then she has continued to move. She's even bled, and her heart still beats. Now, the medical community and many physicians have said many of these reactions are simply spinal cord reflexes, and that she has no brain stem activity. Well, that may no longer matter.
This is not about simply keeping people on machines and alive for the sake of it for years and years and years. This is about fundamental respect for basic religious values, basic religious beliefs, and express wishes of the patient.
And the family argues that Takesha was a devout Christian. In a November 5th affidavit, Stanley Stewart, Takesha's father, writes, "I was never asked about Takesha's religious beliefs, expressed wishes, or values, including those relative to the withdrawal of treatment of life support." Takesha was brought to Brampton Civic Hospital on September 14th via ambulance after suffering from a drug overdose. Physicians declared her brain dead on September 20th. Through a series of injunctions, her family has been able to prevent the hospital from pulling the plug on her ventilator. Since then, she's been moving her torso, head, legs, even hands, although physicians say it's nothing more than spinal cord reflexes and not indicative of brain function. But according to several sworn affidavits, it shouldn't matter if those movements are reflexes or actual reactions, because according to Takesha's beliefs, life ends when her heart stops beating. Our faith sees circulation as the life being in the blood. Our faith sees the removal of the soul as the cessation of life and the bodily functions of the human person, writes Bishop Wendell Brereton of the Glorious Church Breakthrough Temple. In light of these beliefs, Takesha is not dead. Hugh Scher says there is no legal definition of death in Ontario, and that Takesha's case could change that.
There's not only a potential, there's a requirement. There is no law in Ontario or Canada. There's no statutory legal definition of death in Ontario. There's a comprehensive scheme and process in place that's timely, that allows for counsel to the patient directly, that enables doctors to bring forward their views and express their concerns to represent the hospital's interests. There's a panel of experts who serve as adjudicators that are trained in these areas and have experience with them. That's the proper mechanism by which to deal with it. And the Supreme Court of Canada said so in the Razuli case just a number of years ago, which I was involved in, where it said that the Consent and Capacity Board is the proper place to determine disputes over the withdrawal of treatment, including the withdrawal of ventilator support or mechanical ventilation.
Now, Takesha's case isn't the only one pushing the concept of brain death into the spotlight. Last week, a Toronto court did issue an injunction in the case of Shalom Ununu, a 25-year-old Orthodox Jewish man who, too, has been declared brain dead. Now, his family is arguing that in his Orthodox Judaism faith, brain death is a concept that is not recognized and that his life will only cease when his heart stops beating. Scher is also representing the family in that case.